Welcome back! My name is ballerscuba. This is Video Games Over Time! We are still in 1987 and we are still in Dragon Quest II. When we last left off, we got ourselves a ship and that has opened up a lot for us. We can now head a lot of new places. So let's see where we want to go first. We want to go to the faraway land of like right across here. Like right here is actually pretty good. Right there. Okay. Didn't get any fights on the water. You can do that. I wouldn't... Well, I actually would recommend that compared to fights here. These fights are not as rewarding as the fights on the water. So we'll have to get into a fight on the water at some point, but that is not going to be today. All right, the fact that we have had so much of our defense lowered and the baboon is still alive worries me a bit. But we have taken out them. All right, 11 damage, not bad. And we're not too concerned at this point about health and damage because we're very close to a town. But I will take all of that, and then we can head over here, and this might look familiar. This is essentially where... Yeah, now there's just one slime. Because this is where we started Dragon Quest I. This is the beginning. I believe we called it Ladatorm back then. Other versions call it Tantagel. But we have made it to Ladatorm. So let's head into the castle here. This is both the castle and the town in this version of the game. Welcome to Ladatorm Castle. Long ago, Princess Laura set out on a ship and never returned. But look at you all. You clearly have her features. Let's talk to you. We'll try to talk to everybody here. You all descendants of the hero Roto? It must be true. Welcome. Yes, we are indeed heroes. Let's talk to you. Oh God, may your light be with these descendants of Roto. And we get a full heal. Yeah, I think that's a full heal. Nope, we did not get a full heal. I thought we did. Oh well. We can talk to you. Our benevolent God is an ally to the righteous. Don't need any of that. That is fine. We can talk to you. It is good that you have come, descendants of Roto. And this acts as the king. So the guy at the front of the church acts as the church, and the guy at the back of the church acts as the king. Although there is no king here, I can record your deeds. No, we kind of just started. We are good to go. God protect you. Thank you. Let's head up here. So since that's the king, what's going on up here? There's no king up here. The king is so terrified of Hargon that he remains in hiding. It's quite shameful. I would say so. He's not performing his kingly duties of telling me when I level up. Do you know the rumor of the Sunken Treasure? I do. They say that the ship carrying the treasure crashed against a small shoal in the sea to the north. And I believe that is the only clue that we're going to get to its location. Remember last time we talked to the guy in the port town and he gave us some clue as to the Sunken Treasure. But if I say no, speak to the merchant at the Rupugana port. So he just tells you to talk to that other guy. All right, we can head up here and talk to you if you don't walk away from me. Red doors are opened with the golden key. Can't we just call them golden doors or a red key? Like, why is it red and gold? But he means those doors that we have been seeing everywhere. Like that one right there. In other versions of the game, that one's silver and you can get in, but I can't do that today. Other versions of the game also have a pot next to this guy, so you can get something. Not in this one. Come here when you are afflicted by a curse. Like, or I could go to the other guy. Let's head to this spot first. We'll get to everything. All right, let's talk to you. We deal in items. Item shop here has the same stuff as everywhere else. Feel like things are getting cheaper, but what do I know? Warding bell is here as well if you didn't pick it up last time at the port town. All right, we will stay at the inn. It's only 6, so it's super cheap here. So it does not matter. Rest here as much as you want. If you want to do more level grinding here, you can. We will have to do it eventually, but I'm going to do other stuff first. We deal in weapons and armor. What do you have? We have a steel sword, I already have. Giant's hammer, can't afford it. Sorcerer's staff is nice, but can't afford. Well, I can afford it, but we're gonna hold off on purchasing anything right now. Sorcerer's staff cheaper in this version of the game than in later versions. They made so many changes. Clothes of Evasion, also cheaper here. I might actually purchase that soon. Steel Shield, in other versions they would have the full plate armor here, but we have the Steel Shield, and then the Iron Helmet, which we will need, and I can almost afford. Let's see what we got up top here. Can't deal with anything here yet. And I believe that is it for here in town. Once we have that, we want to... Okay, well, yeah, we don't have the answer to that, so I don't want to do that yet. There is a clue that you can get from in here, so sometimes you want to do that, but we don't have the clue yet, so we're not going to do that yet. Okay, so basically that is what we wanted to do. Now you can like return, but let's just go ahead and walk back to our ship. Makes things easier. All right, some new enemies here and 2 mud dolls in different groups. I think that's the first time that we have seen 2 groups of the same enemy. So we will have you guys go for that and you go for the Reapers. We are just outside of town, so not a big deal using my spells at this point. Feel like we're all getting hit pretty hard here. Okay, you go for the Reapers, you go for the Mud Doll, you do Infernos. Again, did notice that one of the Reapers did not get hit by the Infernos. Well, this time neither one got hit, so that's great. They are really focusing on Hero right now. But that is fine. We should be able to take them out pretty soon. Here? No! Wait, why'd you get to go twice? Why'd you go twice? That is not nice at all. But hey, we got a level out of that. Who gets the level? Kane gets the level. 3 strength, 5 agility, HP by 5, MP by 3, and learned a new spell. Let's backtrack. You learned Heal More. That is perfect timing. Because that was a devastating fight. It feels like that sometimes where it's just, well, what was I supposed to do there? To avoid having a lot of damage done to me. Okay. Let's go back and get healed. Just in case you thought I was over-leveled, a random encounter made me go back to town. Just the one. Like I said, it never feels like you're ever over-leveled in this game. It just kind of feels like you're properly leveled. I could be max level and it probably wouldn't feel that different. All right, let's head out and get back on our ship. And this time we are going to head north. And I'm going to have to pull up the map for this just to make sure I know where I'm going. I don't think it's on this map. Lovely. Okay. We're going to wing it and hope for the best. So if we head north here... it should be around here. They said a shoal, right? All right, hold on. Let me find it because it's not on the guide or on the map. Hold on. Did a little of exploring and I found it. It's basically just straight north of where I am. So if you go to the eastern continent, go to the western coastline, and then just head north, there it is. This is what we're looking for. Search. The hero dove overboard into the sea. I would not recommend that. But nothing was found? Can I get in there? Search? Okay, so we have to be on the southern side of it in particular. I was not aware of that. The Sunken Treasure was obtained by Hero. We got it. All right, so let's head back. We haven't gotten into a fight on the sea here. There's some dangerous fights out here, but nothing too bad. There we go. Finally, we get into something, and it's just 3 spirits, so we don't even have new enemies on the sea. Not this first time, but we will eventually get them, I guess. Kind of hoping to show that off right now, but the game had other ideas. Okay, let's head down and back to the port town on the western side here. Just straight into a good fight. Okay, we're right outside town, so let's just go ahead and do that. Maneater goes down. Yeah, the mud dolls, they have this attack. It's a strange dance. It will take away your MP, which is like the worst thing you could do in this game. One of the worst things. It's so much more devastating than HP. But we're right outside town, so I might as well just head in and rest here. After all, they took my MP, which is just not okay. How much does it cost? Right, it does cost way more. It's 10 times as expensive as going over to Ladatorm, but it's still worthwhile, I guess. At this point, we can then head up here, and look, there's another ship. Talk. It seems you're the ones who rescued my granddaughter. You have my gratitude. And away he goes so that we can get on the ship. Yeah, this is the same ship, as it turns out. It just kind of respawns here. And then we can use the silver key here and head inside. And we can talk to you. You have done well. As promised, here is your Echoing Flute as your reward. And we got the Echoing Flute. Who has the Echoing Flute? There it is. Kane has it. So this is a quest item. When you blow it in a particular... Let's talk to him, see if he tells us. Nope. Thanks for all your help. When you blow the Echoing Flute in a certain location, it will echo if there's an important item there for you. Let's head out and start doing some more side quests. Okay. Let's go back to Ladatorm. Hey, there we go. A numbing. This is quite a dangerous enemy, I would say. This one can put you to sleep, both by basically casting a spell and through a normal attack. So we're gonna do what we can. Medusa Ball gets to go twice because of course it does. All right, down goes the numbing, and down goes the Medusa Ball. Okay, let's head back, like I said, to Ladatorm. Not too far of a journey. All right, the 2 mud dolls again. I'm gonna heal pretty soon. I don't care about any of this right now. Let's head back over here. And rest at the inn, which is this way. For whatever reason, Ladatorm is the confusing area for me. We will stay here. Okay, what we want to do is get... Oh, this is where things get dodgy. I need you out of my way. Thank you. There we go. We can make it over to the weapon shop. And we do want to buy the Clothes of Evasion for Maria here. She's out of room. Yeah, I guess it's still worth it. Let's go and sell one of our medical herbs so that we have room. And now we're going to have difficulty with inventory space. I mean, we have before, but this is where it's going to really start feeling like, all right, this is a problem. All right, you give me 12 and they only cost 15 to you. Your profit margin on that is very low, my friend. Okay, now that we have room, let's go ahead and purchase Clothes of Evasion. And we will go ahead and equip that. From 27 defense to 45 defense. That is very significant. It's not quite double, but it's an over 50% increase. Then we can sell stuff for Maria here. The linen clothes, right at the top. 23 pieces of gold. Not great. But I'll take what I can. Okay. Now, at this point, I believe that I'm going to have to do some more level grinding. I do want to get the hero up to level 18. He's at 15, so that's going to take some work. But as you saw, stuff around here is quite damaging. All right, let me make sure I have everything that I need. Do I need to purchase anything for anybody? Iron Spear, Clothes of Evasion, Leather Shield, and the Banishing Bell. According to my notes, I don't really need to purchase anything more. I really just need the experience. So I'm going to get that off screen and I will meet you on the other side of that. Level grinding done. Took a little bit over an hour, not too bad, but anytime you get a ship or a new way to kind of move around the world, the game kind of expects you to get lost and get levels that way before moving on to the next section. So if you know what you're doing, you have to do level grinding. But let's talk about what I have done. Hero is now up to level 18, 66 strength, 49 agility, 78 HP. I did equip the iron helmet on Hero as well. I figured, why not? I can afford it, and I know it's an improvement. So steel across the board, except for an iron helmet, which is similar to steel. And then for Kain, we are up to level 16, 39 strength, 55 agility, 65 HP, 54 MP, and nothing new there. And I don't believe anything new here either. I think we already went over Heal More. That has been learned by Kain. In case we didn't, that was the last one that I remember him learning. We're up to level 12, strength of 9. Never a good sign when strength is lower than level, but Maria's not really going to be using that at all anymore. We'll go over that in a bit. 58 agility, 59 HP, 71 MP, and I did equip Maria with the Sorcerer's Staff. That is new. Bought that in town. It actually lowers your attack power, but it can be used as an item in battle to cast Sire Ball at an enemy, so it is useful. I believe that the only new spell is Antidote. We have gone over everything else, I believe. No, I don't think we've gone over Surround. Surround has been used on us. It makes it more difficult for the enemies to hit us if we use it on them. So, we might use that. Probably not. It's situational. All right, let's move on. Where we want to go is actually to the end of the first game. So let's get on our ship and make the long sailing journey around. It's actually faster to go this way because of the encounter rate on the ocean. This is a good opportunity for us to try to use our Sorcerer's Staff here. We'll just use that on the Medusa balls. I did make room in each party member's inventory for one item. Basically just sold some herbs to make that happen. But there we go. As you can see, one basic attack from Maria is 5 damage, but the Sire Ball from the Sorcerer's Staff did double digits. I think it was like 19. And there's our first treasure chest. Hero opened it and we got an antidote herb. Not really what I was looking for, but that is okay. I did my level grinding in the hills right outside Ladatorm. After saying that the ship might have been better, I felt like it was just easier for me. Okay, so Medusa balls again. Let's do Infernos because that just works the best. And nobody fell asleep. Hooray. Inferno should take out that one, but not that one. There we go. Done and done. Not too bad. Let us go around this way. It feels like a very long journey to get a very short distance, but I believe this way is faster, once again, because of the encounter rate. You want to kind of go in when you can, and then left, and eventually, boom, right back to where we started. I should point out that the rainbow bridge that we had to work so hard to get in the first game, still there, which is nice. Let's head in, try to avoid the damaging tiles. Apparently, I got into a fight right on the castle tile. I have taken on this fight many times. You can tell when I've practiced some of this, just like this is how I do this fight. Yeah, baboon all by itself. It would be more efficient, more damage for me to use the item, but at the ends of fights, it just doesn't feel like it's worthwhile to go through the menus. Just do what you can. All right, into what did we call this before? This is, I believe, Dragonlord's Castle. This is what it was called in the in some versions of the game. But we have difficult enemies to start. Okay, we'll go for the saber wolves here. Saber wolves, they don't have a lot of HP, but they can attack twice, which we have seen from the Reapers. And they do hit hard, which is why I went for more defense. All right, 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Infernos is the way to go. We got a good amount of HP, or sorry, a good amount of experience points. Let's see where we can go here. 2 dragonflies, will they go first? That's not a good sign. I already feel like leaving. I might do it, it's... Yep, hero's gone. Alright, so we get to show off this. This was not what I anticipated showing off, but we get to show this off. Let's go for a heal more on Maria, and you go for Infernos. So, when things are red, that's because somebody died. We will go for another heal more, and yeah, we are leaving this far behind us. Inferno still does more damage, so we'll go for that. Okay. So this is what it looks like when a party member dies. They get into a coffin and start, the rest of the party members start dragging that around. We'll go for a heal. And the text all turns red, because bad things have happened. So let us get back on our ship. And you might notice the coastline has a bit of tint of red to it as well. That's because of the death. Okay. So you talk to you, and then this is based on levels, the price of it. So you revive or return hero to life. It's 360 at level 18. So that is 50 per level, I believe. No, 20 per level. 20 per level. Did my math backwards in my head. I didn't want to have to show this off, but things have not been going well in 2 fights, and that's enough in this game. Alright, so once you're revived, you are revived at 1 HP. So then you have to go rest at the inn. So it's very expensive to die. But luckily, we have survived it. That's not gonna bode well for us that I just did level grinding, and in the first journey out, I had a character die. Alright, I'm dropping the save here in case bad things happen again. But we just need to go right there, and then, hey, that went a lot easier this time. Okay, move on. Let's see if we can't make it further in. All right, 1 basilisk. These are also known as Cobra Kaisers. They can poison you. I think that is kind of the main thing, just poison. I know in the stories, basilisks can turn you to stone, but I don't believe in this game that is how they work. I think once again it's just kind of a translation thing. Cobra Kaiser doesn't sound nearly as bad There's a basilisk. Basilisk just scares me. As long as we can take it out quickly, we are fine. Okay, let's head down here. I believe this is all optional, by the way. You don't have to do Dragonlord's Castle, but feels like you should. It always feels like you do. All right, 2 Gorgon heads. These they have more HP, I believe, and more resilience, and they can cast Surround on your party. So, good thing that I went for Infernos. Maybe not good thing I went for Infernos because it missed both of them. All right, let's try it again. And, well, apparently that was enough. All right, we got through it. Let's just continue following the only path that we can go. It's going to be like that for a while. All right, you take out the mummy. You Infernos the Gorgon heads, and let's hope for the best. And they have increased their defense by casting Increase. That is a spell we haven't seen before. But mummy went down at least. Like I know it hit them before. Yeah, we're starting to get to the part where magic can miss. And I hate that. These are just being annoying at this point. There, it can hit! I told you it can hit. Okay. Let's go for the Sorcerer's Staff at this point. Try to save some MP. We have a ways to go. And that didn't work either. Yeah, at this point, you're just being annoying. So let's not do anything that wastes MP. 1 hit there. And they're just doing very little damage. Hey, well, 3 damage is not gonna cut it. Yeah, they're maxed out on their defense at this point. Okay, 1 down thanks to the Sorcerer's Staff. This is one of the reasons why I got it. Because it's a different type of attack, and it doesn't cost MP, which is the best part of it. All right, down they finally go. 253 is not worth how much we had to spend in that fight. The encounter rate is up again. Okay. I should just be good with our now basic attacks. Even though they do hit hard. Hey, 95 on a critical hit. I also got hit by critical hits a couple times during my level grinding. They usually killed Maria. Like in 1 hit, just, oh, well, all right, we got a critical, and that's the end of that. All right, all the way around. This is just the 2nd floor. Luckily, we do have an evac spell if I need it, but I'm hoping not to need it. Let's take out the mummy first and hope for the best. Like, the Gorgon heads are already hard to hit. Like, right out the gate. And Infernos, once again, does not work. They can cast Sleep on you as well. Okay, let's not waste more MP on these guys. Hey, there we go. Critical hit. Definitely helps. And the staff did not work. Let's try it again. Let's do the same thing and hope for different results. Nope. Nope. Miss across the board. What game am I playing? The Bard's Tale 2? What do you mean everybody missed? Hey, there we go. We got a kill. Let's head down to the 3rd floor and just follow this around. You can kind of see what we're going for. It doesn't matter which one we go down, so we're going to go down the first one here. And then we just have to head down. All right, 3 dragonflies. We saw that these are pretty bad, so let's kind of go fairly all out. Yeah, they can breathe the flaming breath, which can be quite devastating. It's everybody for double digits. Okay, just one left, so you can go for a regular heal, and you go for staff. I will say that if you end a fight, nothing else happens. You don't get to cast your spell, so you have to do it again in here, but it doesn't waste MP, so you're fine there. But still annoying that I have to recast the spells. Okay, we will head down here. And then... I think I might have gone the right way. Let's see. I think I want to go up here in the middle section, because eventually this will lead us where we want to go. Okay, 2 Gorgon heads and 2 mummies. What do I focus on here? Let's have you guys try to hit the Gorgon heads. You try to take out the mummies? Let's see if you can take out mummies. You cannot take out mummies. They're already hard to hit. Yeah, the mummies hit hard. Okay, so you guys focus on the mummies then, and you go for Infernos. Hey, I got one! It's a low chance, but it is a chance. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Let's... No! I didn't mean to parry. That's fine, I guess. I meant to use the item again. Anybody? One? Not enough. And didn't hit. Just annoying enemies at this point. But we got it eventually. Down you go. And we will continue up here. Down through here. And eventually we can find ourselves the treasure chest. Let's search it. And we got the Sword of Roto. We are actually going to trade that. Who got the Sword of Roto? I thought that... Alright, well, the right person got it. I was going to give it to the prince anyway. I needed more damage on Cain, so we're going to move from the Iron Spear to the Sword of Roto. Oh, they're not going to let me do that in this version. Okay, so in this version, it has to be done by the hero. I guess that's fair. Let's go ahead and trade that to Maria. Do everybody's favorite thing, inventory management. So that we can trade that to the hero, and then we can equip hero with the Sword of Roto from 96 to 106. So over a 10% increase. Not bad at all. If you can equip it on the prince, which you can in regular versions, later versions I should say, then we are... then I would recommend doing that, but in this version, we don't have a choice. Okay, 2 dragonflies. We are going to kind of go all out here. And I am going to attempt to make it through the rest of this dungeon in a single go here. There is a part of me that just wants to evac out and try again. We might do that later, but right now we're going to continue on as if we're fine. Everybody needs a heal because of the dragon's breath. A lot of this game owes its battle system to wizardry. There's a lot of similarities there, and the breath is definitely one of them. I talked about that in the intro a bit. Let's head this way, and then I believe we want to head down from here and keep going. Yes, this is the way we wanted to go. Let's take out the mummies first and hope for the best on Infernos, because the mummies hit way too hard. Especially if they cast defense. 12 damage on me. Didn't hit at all. Okay, so you two go for the Gorgon's head. You go for the Sorcerer's Staff on the mummy. Should be enough. There we go. And then none of us are going to be able to hit the Gorgon's heads anymore. That's my interpretation of what happened. Eventually, something will land. That wasn't enough to kill. That's not a good sign. We have a ways to go. These things are just annoying. I don't like missing, but I understand the need for that mechanic to exist, but it's still just annoying for me. Okay, and Sorcerer's Staff. Fine. Didn't work. Miss. And miss. Let's do the same thing again. Nope. And nobody fell asleep. Alright, we got one hit on that turn. Let's hope for the best this time. Alright, that's death. Alright, we got it. Let's continue this way and see what awaits us at the bottom of the level. Let's have the hero go for Saber Wolf, Kane go for the mummy, and you do that on the mummy. That might be better. I don't know. They both hit hard. Okay, we got one. And we got the Saber Wolf. Okay, so it's just the mummy. I think that was the right way to do it. I don't know. Everything hits hard. They all need to go down, and it was kind of an awkward situation. I would love to go more than one step next time, game. Okay, let's have you go there, and Inferno's the mummies. We got one before. We got two enemies down before they got a chance to attack. That's always good. Jeez. Okay. We are going to need to start healing. Let's start with Maria. No. We'll try the Sorcerer's Staff. And down goes Maria. This is what happens sometimes, where it's just like, what was I supposed to do? Maybe I should have healed her previous turn? I don't know. Okay, so we were only a couple floors away. I am going to evac out of here, and I will meet you back down around here somewhere after I've healed. Okay, I believe we were about here when I had to leave, but as a result of me having to come down, Kane and Maria both got a level. Kane did learn a new spell as a result of that, so let's take a look. That is Step Guard. That prevents you from receiving damage on damaged tiles. Very nice, considering where we're about to go, but useful more later. Let's keep going. We were so close to the end, and I have to do this again later. I can't go that way, right? No, nothing that way. That room reminds me of Xanadu. And we have made it to the bottom. There's no enemies down here. If you want to go over there, you'll need Step Guard. That will help. I believe it's 14 damage every step, so that one's tough. Those treasure chests are not available for us right now. We'll have to come back later here, but this is relatively important. Let's go ahead and show off Step Guard, because that should protect us from that damage tile right there. No, it does not. It is only the other one. That's disappointing, but we made it through. Let's go ahead and talk to you. You've done well to come here, hero. I am the great-grandson of the Dragon King. They say that this Hargon has been going on all high and mighty. Agree to defeat him and I'll give you some advice. What do you say? Sure. Gather up the 5 crests. Once you do, seek out the aid of the Great Spirit. There's a small island to the south of where Melchido once stood. Begin your search there. Played the first game, because that's the clue. let's go ahead and get out of here. Like I said, we were so close to the end, but didn't quite make it. So let's get back on our ship and head back here. Now, I did try to purchase the hammer, hoping that it would work for Prince Cain. It did not here. It's only for Hero, so there we go. All right. Pull up my world map because we are going to go on a journey. What is the fastest way to get there? Okay. I think I know. So let us drop another save here, just in case I screw this up. We have a long journey ahead of us, so make sure you're healed. If you have some herbs, that would help as well. We're going to go east. We're going to kind of go around the first game the other way this time. This little continent here of like 4 little continents, really, is the first game. So we're going to go around it to the north this time. We went around south last time, and I feel like this is faster. I don't know. It's about the same, I'm sure. We want to go west from here, taking on 2 more of the numbings. I don't like these guys. And then I guess Inferno's on Medusa Ball. I just don't like the numbings. They have too many status effects that they can do. But the Medusa Balls go twice, so I guess it's all bad at this point. Let's go for the Sorcerer's Staff. Hopefully take out both of these. 1 down. Hero should be able to finish off that one. All right. Done there. And a treasure chest. And we can get an antidote herb. That'll probably be sold or dropped at some point. Okay, so we have made it past kind of the first area. Now we are heading towards the last continent we were on where we got the ship. That would be kind of southeast of here. We're going to continue west from here, which kind of loops around to the other side of the map. And we want to go south from here quite a ways. Okay, let's see here. You, and like that. All right, let's just get through that. Down you go, and down you go. Easy, right? Well, that's why it's only 80 experience. Okay, so we're now back at the beginning of the game, basically. This is the way, this is, well, beginning of the game-ish. This is where I believe the first town is. All right, we'll just keep going south. Eventually, we'll get where we want to go. Let's go ahead and cast Infernos. I can always warp back where I need to go, I think. Have to think about that. Either way, we're going to make it through these fights. Yeah, that one's not a tough one. Okay, so we're close here to... Well, let's check it out. What is this here? We can talk to you, but we still need the key. There are silver keys and golden keys in this world, and doors to match each one. This is who we were told to talk to when we went through that tunnel way earlier in the game. First, seek out the silver key. It is in the cave of the lake west of Samaltria. Right, we got that, but travel there only with a companion or you will certainly not return. Yeah, we could have come here a lot earlier, and the game kind of told us to, but that information was not vital for a long, long time. The information that we got from the Dragonlord's castle, also arguably not super important right now, but you know, it's useful. And here we can find a shrine in the middle of nowhere. Let's see where this leads us. Just a whole lot of stuff in the middle of an ocean here. This is quite the tower. Well, the tower down, I guess you could say. Huh. What do we got here? Nothing was found? Oh well, doesn't seem to be anything that we can do here. This is an area known as the Rubus Shrine. But we are not able to do anything right now, so we are just going to move on. But going to the Dragonlord's castle and talking to the great-grandson down there, he did give us the overall quest for the game, so I felt like we should go see it, even if we're still seemingly doing things out of order. But where we actually want to go is down here. I should be able to... Oh, well, the ship won't allow us in over there. So what we have to do is find our way, and it's kind of a weird way to do it. And I believe I'm going the long way, but I wanted to show off why we had to do that. And we got poisoned. It's fine, we're almost to a town. We'll be fine. Okay, just everybody do your standard attacks and let's get out of here. 293, that is an easier fight for more experience than what I was doing before, but it doesn't always show up. Oh, right. Forgot. You do it. Forgot about the antidote. Okay, ready to move on. So what we need to do is basically go in through the western part. So we kind of have these, let's call them shallows because they're so close to islands. There are these areas that our ship cannot go to, right? That's the important part. You can call them whatever you want. I'm going to probably call them shallows. I'm sorry, did the sea slug do 40 damage on me? We'll be fine, don't get me wrong, but that was ridiculous. That, like, criticals are starting to happen, not a fan. Heal yourself. And just in case. The hero should be fine by himself, but just in case. Oh, there we go. 300 experience. It's probably worth it, right? Poison. I'm paying attention, I swear. Let's head through this little section here, and eventually we can make it, and we can see the castle over there. So let's head for that. That doesn't look good at all. Let's have you go for that, and you go for the Hawkman. Of course it misses. Lots of damage. Okay, no effect. We need you to heal Maria, and you go for the Infernos on the gas corpse, actually. Okay, one gone. Stop spell, didn't hit. We have them down. Hawkman are up. This is a tougher fight than I was expecting to get into. That's okay. We're still going all out. Okay, one down. You heal. And then we should be pretty good here. We should be close to finishing them off. There we go. Okay, we got through it. Not as much experience as I would like, considering how tough that fight was. And let's be extra cautious here. Okay. Now, one step! And then essentially the same fight, but we get to go first. That is very helpful. I meant to do that on... Well, I meant to do it the other way, but it still worked out. All right, go for the gassed corpses, and I guess you go for Hawkman. Okay, Hawkman down. Everybody's down. All right, that worked out well. Can I go a couple steps? Thank you. And we can make it into town. This is... well, not like other towns that we have been to. Given you have come for a match, it could cost you your lives. Huh. This doesn't seem like a normal town. Let's see what we can find on the other side here. We can find a warp tile. Let's take that and see where it takes us. Somewhere where I can't go. Is this also a place that's locked from me in this version of the game? It's crazy to me how much they changed. Not only like how many doors, but then as a result, what I can really do. All right, so let's head in here and we'll see if we can't find somebody to tell me the name of this town. On a stormy night, a ship full of treasure hit a reef and sank. They say that the Echoing Flute was among that treasure. Well, we already got that, so thank you, but not needed. Through the Echoing Flute, the Great Spirit sings, castle, shrine, village, tower, cavern. When you play the flute and an echo returns, one of the crests is near. All right, so we're starting to put everything together here. We need the flute in order to find the crests. We need the crests in order to win. Do not overburden yourself. Throw away whatever you no longer need. How dare you? I will hold on to everything. I'm looking for the armor of Gaia. I heard a rumor that the weapon shop's owner has it. Do you have the armor of Gaia? What do we have here? Steel sword, giant hammer, dragon killer. That sounds very nice. Clothes of evasion, magic armor, and an iron helmet. Do I want to get any of this now? I don't think so. All right. We'll deal with some of this later. Skipping ahead of things. Welcome to the Traveler's Inn, 75. Like, I don't really have too much of a choice here. I hope you rested well so long. And then, who are you? I'm a fortune teller. Are you searching for something, traveler? I am. And I'll offer a prediction. It is north. The object you seek is north. What if I say no? So you dislike fortune telling? That's quite all right. For the record, we also cannot deal with these jails here. Like, we don't have the key for that. Silver key doesn't work on that. We need a different key for that one as well. They haven't told us that. Amount of prowess in battle is charming indeed. They call this place the Colosseum of Heroes. Welcome, travelers from afar to Delkondar Castle. I am the king. If you are willing to entertain me, you shall earn a reward. What do you say? Not right now. That's unfortunate. Farewell. And we will deal with that later. And what I want to do... I thought there was another shop owner here. In. Once again, I'm doing things a little out of order to try to catch up, but we are working on things. Okay. So hold on while I make sure that I have, once again, I'm doing things out of order. Let me make sure I'm doing things properly here. That is all that we can do here in town for now, so let us move on. This place is not necessary at this point, but it is along the way, so it's useful that we went here. It's time to actually do something very useful. Let's head southwest of here and show off something that we can't do, but eventually we will find something that is much more important for us to get progress, because as you might have seen, lots of things are stopping us from making progress, as the Medusa balls hit me multiple times, because there are doors in our way. We need that gold key. That has clearly been the thing that is stopping us the most. But over here you can see another island full of shallows. We can't get in there because our ship doesn't work like that. So we're gonna head south of here. New enemy. We got Gargoyle. Let's make sure I do my full hit one enemy attack. Let's see. Don't know if Hero would have done it by himself, but that is okay. What do we get in the treasure chest? Nothing, just a whole bunch of gold, I guess. All right, so south of here, we can find kind of a chain of islands. So let's see, which one do we want to go to first? Let's head over to the east here where we can find a shrine. This is going to be important. This will warp us to different areas. Let's head to the west one first. And that just shows us a door, once again, we don't have access to. They put this off so long. All right, this will take us to you. I hear that visitors at Hargon's temple are met with tranquility. This is an illusion. Do not be deceived. Seek out the aid of the Great Spirit. All right, let's not mess around and get lost with the teleports. Let's try to stick with this fire one here. And then we can talk to you, and hopefully we can get a little bit more sense of what it is we need to do. If you were truly the descendants of Roto, you would carry his emblem. You have no more business here. All right, so those are the main things that we're going to need to kind of deal with. Obviously, we can't do anything yet. Seems like we're going to need an emblem, and we're going to need a key. So let's see what we can do to deal with that. Let's head west of here. Our enemies here. Not too bad. Inferno should be able to take out the numbing as long as you get in before they hit you and put you to sleep. There we go. That should be enough to take them all down. 242, I will take it. All right, west of here, we can go to this small little island where there's some trees in the middle. Let's search here. It stands out, doesn't it? And we found the Leaf of the World tree. The Leaf of the World tree is a one-time use item. There it is. It looks like Kane has it. It will revive one party member. You can only have one at a time, but I believe you can get an infinite supply here. All right, from here, we want to head to kind of the main continent down here. We want to go along the southern part, though. Just go ahead and take it out. It's not going to be too difficult. Down you go. And we got a level. I believe it's Hero's turn. It is Hero's turn. 3 strength, 3 agility, 4 HP. And then we can just keep hugging the coastline here until we find a town. Let's head to the town. How you doing? Everyone has gone away somewhere. I feel so lonely. Yip yip. Is that a dog? It's hard to tell because of the tiles. I think that is a dog. I honestly thought it was a pig when I first saw it. Okay, so nothing that we can do here, unfortunately. This is, in other versions of the game, known as Welgarth. I think that... we're just going to leave. We need that key. Like, everything needs this key at this point. So now... once again, like, the game is kind of putting things out of order for me slightly. Like, everything is relying on this key, and in other versions of the game, they make it less important, that the silver key will help you in a lot of other areas. But in this game, it really is just, okay, you need to get the key. Everything is on hold, so let's hope you find out where it is, even though I don't believe they've given us any clues as to where it is. But where it is southeast of here on the other side of the island. I was hoping to get something out of that last place, but I guess not. Okay. Sure. We will just fight our way. They barely hit for any damage. Let's not waste MP on them. Down they go. Maria's still not able to take it out. Let's head southeast of here. It's about, I think, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there, and then east. and then we have to go east a ways. And apparently the ocean has different levels of enemies depending on where you are, because like we've been taking out those enemies for a long time, the tough, dracky centipedes. But if we keep going east here, there it is. We can find, let's check out the shrine first. What do we have here? Just a spot that leads us straight into a warp. That's all we get. Well, this looks familiar. That's the town where we started. Remember, we took this warp and we came out here and like, well, I guess I can't do anything. We still can't do anything, but hey, at least we know where it goes. But this will lead us to a new town. Our legends say that the waters of the sea will rise when the moon fragment is held aloft. That sounds important. My husband, Tashi-sun, is a real dog lover. We don't see too many kids. How you doing, kid? That dog there keeps barking and pulling my sleeve. Welcome to the fishing town of Zahan. Our men are all out to sea at this time. One day I'll be a great fisherman like Papa. Excuse me, I heard that somewhere at sea is a cave surrounded by shallows. So they call it shallows as well. My grandmother said that one must have the moon fragment to enter. So yes, we need to raise the water using the moon fragment to get to the area that is blocked by shallows. A town of nothing but women. This is splendid. No comment. A ship carrying the men of this town was attacked by monsters and they died at sea. Oh, they're not gone fishing, they're dead. I came here to report the matter, but I cannot bear to tell them. Whew, all right. Hi, inn. Let's stay at the inn. Good morning. Yeah, all right. We're moving on. Ooh, that sounded. That's all bad. All right, there's a dog here. How you doing, doggy? Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof. Can I search? Nothing was there. No, you just kind of ran off. Let's go over here. We deal in items. What can get me? Nothing new. What do we have from you? That dog there keeps barking and pulling my sleeve. Yeah. What do you have to say? When spring arrives, my sweetheart Luke will return from the sea. From the sea. So clearly we have to do something with the dog, right? Like, I thought I just talked to him. Woof, woof, woof. Do I search here? Like, here? There it is. Okay. It's behind him. And we finally got the golden key. And yeah, we are tossing whatever we need to for this. One of our antidote herbs goes away. And we got the golden key. It took this long. It took so long. I don't seem to be able to get in there. How do I get into that northern section? Can I just push this aside? No, I can just walk on that. Okay. Turn back and leave this temple. Death will greet all those who enter it. That is arguably true. But we got it. All right. Let's head out. And eventually we will figure out what to do with our gold key. It took us this long to get it, but we finally have it. Now we can deal with so much more of the game. We've unlocked even more, so we're gonna have to do backtracking to all the different spots where we need to use our gold key, but we will take care of that next time. That is going to do it for this part of Dragon Quest II. I've been ballerscuba. I'm joined as always by seemingly under-leveled party of hero Kane and Maria. Where am I? This has been a long day. I've been ballerscuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. I hope you laughed, hope you learned, and I hope to see you next time for more Dragon Quest II. Thanks for watching.